Is that the Lancelot? Goodly, aye, but gaunt, courteous, amends for gauntness, takes her hand. That glance of theirs, but for the street, had been a clinging kiss. How hand lingers in hand! Let go at last, they ride away to hawk for waterfowl. Royaler game is mine, for such a supersensual, sensual bond as that grey cricket chirped of at our hearth. Touch flax with flame, a glance will serve the liars. Ah, little rat that borest in the dyke, thy hole by night, to let the boundless deep down upon far-off cities while they dance or dream. Of thee they dreamed not, nor of me these. I but each of either. Ride and dream the mortal dream that never yet was mine. Ride, ride, and dream until ye wake to me. Then, narrow court and lubber king, farewell. For Lancelot will be gracious to the rat, and our wise queen, if knowing that I know, will hate, loathe, fear, but honour me the more. Yet, while they rode together down the plain, their talk was all of training, terms of art, diet and sealing, jesses, leash and lure. She is too noble, he said, to check at pies, nor will she rake. There is no baseness in her. Here, when the queen demanded, as by chance, know ye the stranger woman? Let her be, said Lancelot, and unhooded, casting off the goodly falcon free. She towered, her bells, tone under tone, shrilled, and they lifted up their eager faces, wondering at the strength, boldness, and royal knighthood of the bird who pounced her quarry and slew it. Many a time, as once of old, among the flowers they rode. But Vivien, half forgotten of the queen, among her damsels broidering sat, heard, watched, and whispered. Through the peaceful court she crept and whispered. Then, as Arthur in the highest leavened the world, so Vivien in the lowest, arriving at a time of golden rest, and sowing one ill hint from ear to ear, while all the heathen lay at Arthur's feet, and no quest came, but all was joust and play, leavened his hall. They heard and let her be. Thereafter, as an enemy that has left death in the living waters and withdrawn, the wily Vivien stole from Arthur's court. She hated all the knights, and heard in thought their lavish comment when her name was named. For once, when Arthur, walking all alone, vexed at a rumour issued from herself of some corruption crept among his knights, had met her, Vivien, being greeted fair, would fain have wrought upon his cloudy mood, with reverent eyes, mock loyal, shaken voice, and fluttered adoration, and at last, with dark sweet hints of some who prized him more than who should prize him most. At which the king had gazed upon her blankly and gone by. But one had watched, and had not held his peace. It made the laughter of an afternoon that Vivien should attempt the blameless king. And after that she set herself to gain him, the most famous man of all those times, Merlin, who knew the range of all their arts, had built the king his havens, ships, and halls, was also bard, and knew the starry heavens. The people called him wizard, whom at first she played about with slight and sprightly talk, and vivid smiles, and faintly venomed points of slander, glancing here and grazing there. And yielding to his kindlier moods, the seer would watch her at her petulance and play, even when they seemed unlovable, and laugh as those that watch a kitten. Thus he grew tolerant of what he half disdained, and she, perceiving that she was but half disdained, began to break her sports with graver fits, turn red or pale, would often when they met sigh fully, or all silent gaze upon him with such a fixed devotion that the old man, though doubtful, felt the flattery, and at times would flatter his own wish in age for love, and half believe her true. For thus at times he wavered, but that other clung to him, fixed in her will. And so the seasons went. Then fell on Merlin a great melancholy. He walked with dreams and darkness, and he found a doom that ever poised itself to fall, an ever moaning battle in the mist, world war of dying flesh against the life, death in all life, and lying in all love, the meanest having power upon the highest, and the high purpose broken by the worm. So, leaving Arthur's court, he gained the beach, there found a little boat, and stepped into it, and Vivien followed, but he marked her not. She took the helm, and he the sail. The boat drave with a sudden wind across the deeps, and touching Breton sands they disembarked. And then she followed Merlin all the way, even to the wild woods of Broceliande. For Merlin once had told her of a charm, the which, if any, wrought on anyone with woven paces and with waving arms, the man so wrought on ever seemed to lie closed in the four walls of a hollow tower, from which was no escape for evermore. And none could find that man for evermore, nor could he see but him who wrought the charm, coming and going, and he lay as dead and lost to life and use and name and fame.